can get tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
we're
Beretta,
live.
I guess is okay. Next.
Welcome to the Firearms Insider Gun and Gear Review Podcast, episode 266. On this show, we showcase gun reviews, gear, and anything else a gun enthusiast may be looking for. We strive to evaluate products from an unbiased and honest perspective. I'm your host, Chad Wallace from the Firearms Radio Network, your source for all things firearms related. In this show, we'll be discussing the mag feeder, another X pistol, and a glow-in-the-dark ZT. Tonight on the podcast, we have Rob, Zane, and Tony. So, if whoever wants to start can tell me what they did in firearms, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm easy. I did Jack Diddley squat. I've been working for the last 2 weeks straight, so I'm in the busy season for work. I'm hoping might get one day off this coming up weekend. So, anyways, I've done nothing.
Okay. Tony?
I picked up a CZP-07.
Ooh.
Walked in the store in Pennsylvania, paid it off, and then walked out the store with a receipt. Because my gun has to be shipped to Jersey, where I have to wait another probably 30 days before I get approval from the state to pick up my dang gun. So that's what I did. I didn't even get to dry fire it. I mean, as far as I know, there's a sneaker in the box.
PO7 is the full-size one or the compact one?
It's the Glock 19 size one.
Okay, the PO9 is the full-size one.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
They had the PO9 and the PO7 both for $299. I got over there as fast as possible, and the 09 was gone, so I just went with the smaller one.
Jesus,
Is that
that's a
in
good
Jersey, or where's that
price.
That's in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a trade-in.
So you have to go and buy a pistol purchase permit, and then you still have to wait another 30 bloody days?
No. I was able to buy the firearm in PA right across the counter, but it has to get mailed to New Jersey to an FFL.
Mm-hmm.
I have to come back to Jersey and, of course, get the permission of the state of New Jersey with a pistol purchase permit. Once they approve that, I can take it to my FFL and get my gun that's will be sitting in his safe.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. But until it happens, I can probably go to my FFL and get visitation. Dry fire it some, because I'm taking it to a class with Kevin Dixie in May. And I really need to put rounds through it and learn the trigger and all that stuff. So, I might visit my gun and shoot the trigger, pull the
and
trigger.
That's a DASA, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you can run those.
Tony, that's just like when I bought my
Yep.
silencers. You got visitation, right? So you can go there and feel them and pick them up and play with them, but then you got to put them back.
Put them back and walk off. Yeah, the DASA and also has, you can also do it single action and just have a safety.
Yeah, I thought you could also run them cocked and locked. I got a buddy who's got a PO9.
Yeah.
He loves it. He absolutely loves it.
You can cock it, lock it. Now, my CZ75s are old school, so that's all you can cock and lock. You can carry it cocked and locked, or you can drop the hammer on a live round and carry a double action. But you got to be careful.
Yes, sir.
Whoa.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Zane.
I didn't do much. I did have to ship a flashlight back to the manufacturer because it decided to stop working. So that was fun. Other than that, nothing.
I actually did something. So I got that steel for review. So went out, shot some of that, let a few people, we shot the blank out of it with the subgun. In fact, I had the stand is offset, and I had it turned around the wrong way, and a full mag dump will knock it over. But then I turned it around the correct way, and then it proceeded to stand up after I did a full mag dump. So there is that.
Yeah, but look cool.
It did look cool. Got in some minimalist wallets for review. They've been kind of bugging me, from Decadent Minimalist. Little, kind of slides in. The one I'm trying out more has a clip with it, but they even engraved Gun Gear Review Podcast on it.
Oh, that's pretty cool,
Firearms
man.
Insider. So those are here. I think this one holds 5 cards. The one in my pocket holds 8. So there is that.
Those actually look pretty neat, Chad.
Yeah, they're kind of cool, especially if you don't carry cash. So there'll be a review on them. I mean, I liked them when I originally saw them, and
do they have RFID blocking capabilities?
If you they have a couple cards. I think it's like that they have that you can put on either side. Just slide it in like a normal credit card, and it'll block it. Or you could probably just make a piece of metal that would do the same thing. But hey,
aluminum foil, baby.
Yeah, exactly. They ship with this nice little plastic card that says all their info on how to use it. You could just wrap it in foil and shove it back in there. So I don't know, but they do make stuff. They cut it from a piece of aluminum, solid piece, so they're not exactly the cheapest on the market, but
no,
they're pretty cool. So.
Well, that'd be handy go wallet, just if you're going out like in it with a pair of shorts or going to the gym or something where you just need your driver's license and maybe a credit card.
Yeah, exactly. Something like that. I think they work pretty good for.
Or like if you're going bicycling or something.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Anyways.
What are all these activities you're talking about? I've never heard of them.
You never heard of them or you never done them?
Or you're
never heard of them.
You're running to 7-Eleven to get a Slurpee.
You lost me. You lost me.
You lost him at the word run.
Oh, okay. You're going out of your house.
I start running when I got out of the Marine Corps. Bleep, bleep, bleepy.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay, so I guess we'll get into the announcements. We're going to have a short show because I'm still having technical difficulties, so we're going to try to
Chad,
get through
you are a
this
technical difficulty.
I know I am. That's true. Bandwidth sponsor is Patriot Patch Co. Go visit Patriot Patch Co. Join their Patch of the Month club or something. They're pretty cool. They send you one every month. I don't know if they have new patches. I'm not going to go check today. So you can go check yourself. How's that? If you are looking for AR parts, you can shop our GunTech affiliate link. There's a link in the show notes. If you're watching videos of firearm content, you can go check out the gunstreamer.com, and they got some cool stuff there. And if you're shopping Amazon, of course, use the firearmsradio.tv/Amazon link. So we'll get a little piece of the pie. And if you want to donate a bunch of pie to Tony, you could shop Black Bag Resources and use the code 2A4E, and anything in your card will be donated to him.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual co-hosts and do not reflect the official policy or position of the Firearms Radio Network and or their employers. Viewer discretion is advised. This is especially true on live shows. And now, Chad's going to tell us about the mag feeder.
That's right.
Wow, that was kind of a letdown.
Yeah, it kind of was, but
that's okay.
I mean, it's kind of a cool design. As anybody that's a shooter kind of knows that sometimes loading magazines can be a pain. Well, the mag feeder came out with a AR-15 magazine loader. They're made by 6-Axis Development. That's the company that makes it. They sent me one for review. Like I said in the review, I don't remember if I contacted them or if they contacted me when they first came out with them, but either way, they sent me one for review. The mag feeder's well thought out. It does use, unlike a lot of loaders, a standard USGI mag catch. And what that does for you is it actually locks the magazine in nicely. And then to remove the magazine, of course, you push it like a normal magazine release and pull on the magazine. Pretty simple. Nothing too complicated. The other thing is it also folds. We'll get into that a little later. It's made, chemical resistant polymer, not like Magpul style polymer, but it is something that resists oils and such. Then there's also the little slider that kind of magnets up to the top. That's for doing the actual loading. Pretty much it's self-explanatory. Unfold it, lay it flat on the bench, counter, whatever you want to use it on. Slide the magazine in, tell the catches, throw some 223, 300 blackout rounds. It'll do either in there, or put them in the there's a little load slot up at the top that you can kind of put them in so the nose bullet sits in the tray. And orient them the correct direction. They only fit one way, so you do that. Then once you get them all loaded in there the right way, you push the little slider down and it loads the magazine. Ooh, pretty tough there. And then of course you just push the mag catch and take the magazine out and go unload it however you feel necessary. When I use the mag loader, I just kind of literally threw a bunch of rounds in there and then straightened them out. So I just kind of threw them in there. One of the pictures you can kind of see on the Firearms Insider. Just kind of threw them in and then straightened them up. There's enough plays, so until the last like 2 or 3 rounds, you can do that. And it works very well. I tried it on pretty much all the different styles of magazines I have. P mags, USGI mags, the Cement 2 mag, different generations of P mags. I even have a hex mag I tried it on. They all worked fine. Imagine that. And like I mentioned, the little pusher has a little magnet on it. It uses the same magnets that hold it closed to hold it in place. It does come out if you need it to, but it only goes one direction, so you can't really put it in wrong. Another thing I liked about it was every 5 rounds, there's a mark. Some are just a mark on it. You can't really see it on my crappy video camera, and then at 10 it says 10, at 20 it's 20, and 30 it's 30. So if you have like a 20 round magazine, it makes it easy. You don't really even have to count them. You just throw it in till the ones your rounds are at the 20, and then load her up. It will fit in a double mag pouch. If I don't know why you'd stick one in there, but it does. The one thing that I didn't like about it is it does not stay open. I wish they'd have like a little catch or something that would just even friction fit so that when you open it, it would stay together. I think it would make it easier to use, and then you wouldn't pick it up and it wouldn't flop around. But yeah, such is life. I liked that you could stick it in an ammo can, or it fits in the mag pouches in the side of a soft case. I like it. I'm gonna keep it in my range bag just because it'll save your thumbs. It'll make life easier for not just me but other people. And I will say something good on 6-Axis. When they sent this to me, they also sent me a 30 cal ammo can that says the mag feeder on it, and in there were 50 rounds of 223. I didn't even expect that, but if that tells you what kind of company they are, I'm like, oh, okay, mag feeder, great. And they send all this stuff. I mean, that's pretty cool on their behalf. So they make mag feeder's not the only thing they make. They make a few other things. So if you're interested in a mag loader, you can go check them out. Firearms Insider review, 8 key points, claim to fame. Foldable 30 round AR-15 magazine loader. Imagine that. Target market. Anybody who wants AR-15 users to want easy loading of magazines. I'm surprised Zane doesn't have like 20 of these, but that's a different story. Features and benefits. It is made in the USA. It says it's safe for hands. Okay, I guess thumbs, stuff like that. It won't hurt your magazine lips, which I think is better. Folds in half. It's magnetic operated to keep it closed. The pusher block's magnetic. It works with all AR-15 M4 mags. It's chemical resistant, and you can kind of see if your rounds are damaged while they're laying in there. This is the only option you can get. I couldn't find what others were saying. There's a few YouTube videos on it. They don't really show all that much, so I didn't put any links in there. And here's the one catch that I can see might bother people. The price point, it is $59.99, so it's not inexpensive for what it is. But if you're set on buying stuff made in the USA, go check out the mag feeder. That's the only place I could find it. So our rating, the pros, it's easy to use, it's quick. I like the mag catch on it. It folds and stays closed. Fits in a double mag pouch or ammo cans, and the capacity markings. Of course, the cons, I already said it doesn't stay open. So you basically have to set it on a flat surface, and the price is a little steep. But there is always that. So with all that, I still gave it a score of 8, which is great because I liked how it worked. I mean, it's something that I probably wouldn't have bought, but knowing now how well it works, there's a better chance that I would. So now it's back to you guys for any questions if you have any.
How much?
I got nothing.
There's what you get. It's $60.
Does it work smoothly every time, or is it some like hitchy, kitschy?
It has worked smoothly every time I've used it.
Then it's worth getting.
Yeah.
Yeah, one high round count class, and you'll wish you had that sucker.
Oh yeah, exactly. I mean, it's pretty nice. The thing is the mag pumps. The little one you dump them in and
oh yeah, that thing. That's like $400 or something, right?
I think they're like 180 or something for the.
Yeah, no.
But the thing is I like this way better than those. So.
Okay, Chad. Here's the question: did you time yourself for how long it takes you from start to load to get the ammo in the tray, the bag up, and load the magazine?
It takes, on average, about a quarter of the time it takes me to pump the rounds in by hand.
So you didn't actually time yourself?
No, but I know how long it takes me to load a magazine. Now, if you're using stripper clips, the mag loader kind of doesn't do you any good.
But you got to load the stripper clips.
Not if you buy them loaded.
Some of them come loaded.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm too cheap to buy stripper clips.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you'll just stick to the strippers.
Yeah, so will you.
Only if they're short.
No. Not the kid.
Oh, wait, you two are married.
To keep these guys on track, we're now into the product spotlight and discussion.
What track?
Yeah.
Someone say strippers?
No. To keep these guys on never mind. First line in the product spotlight is the new Beretta 92X with an MSRP of nobody knows. What this is I guess Beretta thought they needed an X model too, because since Glock did it, Beretta needs to do it. This is their performance competition gun, I guess is what you would call it. It's a Beretta 92 style. It comes with red fiber optic sight, black serrated adjustable rear sight. It uses the Brigadier slide, which is heavier. Their extreme trigger mechanism does have a skeletonized hammer. It's got an ambidextrous thumb safety, which looks like a decent size. Extended beaver tail, which is rare for Beretta 92. It looks kind of nice. It still is the full steel frame. The magazines have magazine pads on them. It has front and rear frame checkering, an oversized mag button. a match takedown lever, which I don't know what that's supposed to be. It also does have a rail on the front. So if you would need to put a light or something on it, let's see if there's anything else in here. Skills nice hammer. We said that. Takedown leverage performance. Comes with two 15-round magazines. And I read somewhere the trigger pull is 1.5 kilograms, which amounts to about a little under 3.5 pounds in single action and about 6.5 in double action. So we were trying to figure out if you could run it cocked and locked, and we could not figure that out. So it kind of seems like maybe you could, but don't quote us on that.
It looks like you can based on the pictures, but that doesn't mean anything. And the safety looks like it's frame mounted, slide mounted.
Yes,
and goes and is down for safe, up. Up for safe, down for fire.
Yeah,
the way it should be.
Well, the way they used to be on a 92S before they switched over to the F or whatever for the U.S. military trials, it was frame mounted. I think it's pretty cool. They have a lot of stuff on it. They have. I heard the trigger was adjustable. Maybe it isn't, but it has a. I'm figuring with Beretta, with the way it's set up. Is this thing set up like a gas pedal? Is that what that whole match takedown lever is?
I bet that's why it's that way, because it looks like it sticks out, so you could rest your thumb there like a gas pedal.
See, and they probably call it a takedown lever instead of something like a gas pedal, because I'm going to assume if you design a pistol that's designed to be fired with two hands, it's no longer a pistol. So they can't call it a thumb rest or whatever. They have to call it a...
Well, and it might be for competition. They might, because if it's a match takedown lever, then it's also not considered a gas pedal as a aftermarket thing.
Well, I think all the gun has to have is 2,000 in production, and you can shoot at production. I think. I mean, I don't know for a fact, but
so I'm looking at it as hunting in the waters of like CZ Shadow 2 and some of the competition ready out of the box guns that are out there right now. I think this is probably where this is going to be priced at.
And the fact that it's kind of designed for competition is what leads me to believe it probably can be cocked and locked.
Yeah.
And I think probably too. It does have a 4.9-inch barrel. It's
heavy.
5.8 inches high. It weighs 47 ounces, almost 48. So it's basically 3 pounds.
That's 3 pounds. That's
unloaded.
It's heavy.
Wait a minute. How many? What?
3 pounds.
47 and change ounces.
Yeah.
That's heavy all steel gun, bro.
Or 13. What was it? 1,300 milli? Or what did they put it in the weird stuff?
Grams.
Yeah, we
at
had
least they had both on this one.
1.5 kilograms, so that's 1,500 grams.
Yeah, it is heavy, but again, it's doesn't appear to be designed for concealed carry. So.
No, this is definitely not.
This is a race gun.
I imagine the recoil impulse is beautiful on it, though.
Oh yeah, I can imagine there's like
all that weight to absorb it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the heavier Beretta slide.
So Tony, you think this thing's going to pay out what, around $1,200?
Yeah, I'm figuring it's probably going to swim in those circles.
12 to 14 is kind of what
I was thinking more like 15.
And
I'll tell you, they better come in at under Wilson and Langdon's price, because
otherwise,
I think I would rather have one of those. So I think if they come in above that, they're going to be doing themselves a disservice, especially for who this is marketed at.
Right.
Yeah, but we've seen gun manufacturers do dumber, so.
Well, yes, by far.
Fair.
Fair.
So
I did read somewhere, and not on the Beretta page, but in one of the other articles when I was looking to find if it was single action. That.
Well, I mean,
you can get different size safeties. So like
Hold
small,
on,
medium,
hold on.
large.
Hey,
Different safety.
3.31 pounds is what an M9A1 weighs.
Does it?
Yeah.
Does it?
Well, they're
Is
all
that
metal
loaded?
guns. They're full metal, right?
Is that
Except for the
loaded
grip.
though?
No, I just looked up one of their guns, and that's what
No.
it said.
That
Jeez.
doesn't sound right, but okay. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, remember
Hey,
too, most these Berettas you're not going to carry them inside the waistband or anything. They're big honking guns.
I mean, I know a lot of people that carry a standard 92 G model like every day. And I shouldn't say a lot of people, a few people. And I carried one quite a bit, back in my Marine Corps days when I was working ranges and stuff. I do not seem to remember them being that heavy, but maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking, hey, we just all assumed they were lighter than they were. Wait a minute. Now, I just looked up another one, and this is 92 FS, and it says it weighs 33 ounces.
That sounds better.
That
But
sounds
don't the
like
That's
FSs
2
have?
pounds.
Don't
The
they have an
FS
aluminum frame?
The FS is the M9,
Yeah,
Yeah,
basically.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't
that's
know.
like a pound, almost less than a pound.
Yeah.
Less.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah. Well,
Here's
that's
what
good
it
to
is,
know.
man.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, so
Well-
I'm not. I'm liking it, but when it comes time to pick up something in that price range, I don't know if.
What do
I
Wilson's
would
peg
get a
at? Do y'all know?
I thought they were like 1,200 to 1,600.
But Wilson,
or
what though?
the Beretta and the Langdon. Because I can't remember either. But either way, yeah, I think if I had the money to spend on one, I would probably go with like a CZ.
Looks like
or
their base price is $1,195, so $1,200.
yeah.
That's
so
Wilson's base price.
This
And
better come in
$9.99
at
for
about that.
Langdon. $9.99 for the Langdon LT.
So this
Yeah.
needs to come in under $1,000, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think it will.
I don't
But
think
I
it
think
will
it's-
either.
I think it could come in at 12 and still make it because it is a Beretta. If it was somebody who wasn't Beretta making a 92 clone, yeah, they would have to come in less. But being Beretta, just like Colt can get away with charging more for their 1911s just because it has the pony on the side, I think
that's the truth.
Beretta can get away for a couple of $100 for being a Beretta.
Yeah, that's true.
If they can come in at this at, let's just pretend for a minute they can bring this at $899 MSRP, and you can get these for $800. These things are going to fly off the shelf. Like
But they won't.
if they can come in at that
Yeah,
price
but
point,
I mean,
but they won't.
They won't.
I was gonna say, what's a regular Beretta 92 go for?
$500.
Four and a
Okay.
half, 5.
Yeah.
Brand new?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just looking at one for $449.
Okay.
And used, you can pick them up around $350 to $300.
And now these are still double stack, right?
Yep.
Oh, they
15
bail.
Yeah,
round.
15
Yeah.
round megs.
So
Okay.
standard Beretta mags, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
They just put a base pad on it.
I hope so. I hope they'll have a proprietary magazine. Then you're
because-
crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think so, being a Beretta 92X.
Well, I mean, the Beretta mags are pretty much proprietary because they're the only one that makes them. They're like
yeah,
FN
but they're
magazines.
cheap.
Yeah, they're expensive comparatively.
Yeah. So
True.
okay, I guess that's all we have to say about that. So, because I wanted a short show and all that stuff, next up in our discussion is the ZT9393 GLCF, because that makes sense to any of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Boy,
ZT
you didn't know what
knife.
that stood for? Come on. I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah.
Well, what it is, if you take that part number or that name, because it's a zero tolerance.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you take that part number and you turn it upside down and put it in the mirror, it says "We're not Benchmade."
Oh, nice.
Ouch.
And because, they're made in the same state across the city from Benchmade, we'll go through this, but it is a zero tolerance knife. MSRP on this thing is $350, which if you go with zero tolerance knives, I mean, they range from $200 for $250 on up. So it's not like they're out of their price range or ballpark for what they get. It is made in the USA. It does have their KVT ball bearing system, which is pretty slick if you've ever picked up one of their knives. So there is that. It is a flipper. The reversible clip is nice. It'll do left or right or tip up. So you got a few choices there. It has a titanium frame lock with a hardened steel lock bar. The blade is CPM 20 CV steel, which is a high quality, resists dulling, blade steel. I mean, it's a good hard corrosion resistance. It doesn't wear very quick. I also know from experience that the harder steels take more to sharpen them. So there is that information for you guys. The handle is titanium and glow-in-the-dark carbon fiber overlay. So yes, this handle does glow in the dark, which is part of the reason I stuck it in here because, hey, I mean, not that really ever matters. It's just kind of cool. The blade length is 3.5 inches. It's 0.156 inches thick. The whole knife closed is 4 3/4 inches and 8 1/4 inches with it open, and it only weighs 5 ounces. So you could carry a whole bunch of these compared to your Beretta 92X. I actually have one ZT knife, and I like it. If you are into larger knives, larger size, they are fairly light. It's a nice knife. I figured I like the design of this blade. You kind of have to go check it out to see. It's kind of a drop point, no serrations or anything, just a decent usable blade. I don't know if I'd buy one at that price, but that's list price. So you could probably find them less expensive. And, if you're in Oregon, you can go to their garage sale every year and buy stuff pretty reasonable. So what do you guys think?
I think it's an expensive knife for $350. I have one of their Blackout. I think that's what it's called, from Kershaw.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been doing just ignorant stuff with it for a while. I'm talking. I think this particular knife goes back to like maybe the first year of the diversity shoot. So this knife may be 4 years old. It's still sharp. I mean, it's not shave your hair sharp and there's some chips out of it. But I mean, this has been used, and its finish, that Blackout finish, it's pretty good. And supposedly this one is even better. That's just a lot of money for a knife. And what would the street price be? I don't know how that works with a knife.
It's going to be a little less. I would guess you could find them for like $300.
If the name wasn't so long, I'd punch it in the Blade HQ, but it has a social security number as a part number. I'm not gonna get all those right.
Oh, no. Sure.
Yeah, I don't want a knife, at least an everyday carry knife, that glows in the dark. Like, I'm not carrying this knife on me because I understand the point. Like, if it's like a work knife or something in the vehicle and you drop it out somewhere, it'd be nice to be able to find it. But for one in my pocket, because even
can somebody give me the number to this knife again? Give me the part number because I'm punching it
0393 GLCF.
What? Yeah, 0393.
No. That's what it's called?
Yeah, the model number is 0393 GLCF.
0393
Golf, Lima, Charlie, Foxtrot.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But yeah, because even with
like
the
you
knife
said, you
in
flip
your
it upside
pocket,
down in the mirror. It says I ain't bench made.
280.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I get too.
Because even with the knife in your pocket, you still see some of that body, and I'm assuming you would be able to see that glowing. And I just don't want to draw attention to clips and stuff. Like
their clips are pretty. You would just see a little tiny bit of the end.
Yeah, maybe
is all you would see probably, but you know,
I mean, for like the toolbox, I guess maybe like for working on. Even then, it's kind of expensive for a toolbox knife. I don't know.
Yeah, they're not
$280. I'm wondering. I mean, there's some guys. They're knife dudes, and they love this, and they don't even think this is expensive. They probably think it's a deal. Down from the $70 off of MSRP. I just wonder with this much knife, man. I mean, with that much cost, I could get like a pocket knife that's decent.
You could
from
buy
anybody.
you could buy one of their Kershaw.
Yeah,
being the same company owns them, you could buy a Kershaw knife. Yeah, I understand.
I
but
think
you
that's
got to
what
understand
I'm carrying right now is a Kershaw.
The zero tolerance is their top of the line.
I mean, I don't know enough about good knives to be able to judge this thing, you know. But I can promise you one thing: if I bought this knife and I went in the woods with it, within 5 seconds it would be gone.
Yeah, because like me, I'm wearing jeans today, so I am the same way. I'm carrying a Kershaw, you know, knife because it works well. This is actually a spring assist one, but you know, it's kind of beat up.
Does it cut?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
All right. Now, you know what? We're being unfair because, I mean, truthfully, I've handled better knives, and dude, I mean, it's on a whole nother level. Like my Crudo. My Crudo's $85 knife. It opens up nice, but Sean has the Dow, and it's like $150 knife, and it's on like ceramic ball bearings, and you can tell the difference almost night and day in how it flies open, and that's just a little bit of a difference. So,
well, Tony, I qualified my statement saying I don't know much about high-end knives or quality knives.
And I had a really nice knife, a really nice pocket knife at one point. I don't know what I did, but I lost it. And yeah, you can tell a difference. And I think if you use your knife quite regularly, or if you're in an occupation as to where you need a good, like if you're a paramedic or something, or a fireman, I would spend some coin and get a decent knife. But I just like cut little ropes and stuff around the house, and open boxes is all I do with my knife.
Okay. Now, I along with Tony's comment, the ZT that I have, it is not a spring assist. It is just a straight flipper. And you barely, I mean, you just kind of push on the little flipper and it flies open. It is so smooth. I mean, so there is that. I mean, compared to like something like one of these there's a big difference, like Tony was saying.
And truly, with blade steel and edge retention, look, we all carry. I mean, compared to
cheap knives,
we all carry cheap knives. I mean, even the Crudo that I got is still, compared to this, a cheap knife. And I guess this thing stays sharper and is ready to go all the time. And, you know, because we cut rope, we cut boxes, we cut stuff that's like, okay, it didn't slash it this time, but a couple more swipes and I'll get it. But if you're working with a knife, if you're trying to cut a pair of jeans off somebody at an accident scene, or if you're, I mean, truthfully, or if you just want to use that knife once, you swipe it and you know it's cut, then you spend good money on knives, that whole buy once, cry once thing.
Yep.
I guess my whole thing is if I were to buy a knife like this and lose it, which I'm prone to losing stuff, you know, you set it down somewhere, you put it here, or somebody picks up here, borrow my knife, and next thing you know, they're walking off thinking it's a cheap knife, and you're like, oh crap, where'd my knife go? You know.
Well, the thing is you wouldn't want to lose this knife. But
no.
If you had a Benchmade, you'd be like, oh, it's just a Benchmade, I lost it.
Yeah.
I have this question though, and I'm being honest.
Yeah.
How much, on average, would you guys spend on a knife? Like, what is your ballpark? Because I mean, none of us have poo-pooed on this. We just saying it's more expensive than we'd pay for, right?
I have two knives that I carry. One of which is made in China, and I buy by the box of 50 for like $58. And when it gets dull, I throw them away and I get another one. And then I carry this little Kershaw. I think I paid like $15 for it. So I'm a cheap knife guy, you know.
And And for years and years, I used to be a fairly cheap knife guy. But then, you start with then you could get a $70 Kershaw or something, and you're like, oh, I see how this is. So in my case, it depends. I have a few dives that are in this price range. So the difference is what would I pay for one? If I really decided I wanted one of those, I would probably pay $200.
Oh, so I had a really nice knife. It was a Benchmade, but it was many years ago. Calm down, internet.
Yeah.
I had a Benchmade. It was an automatic knife to press the button.
Opens. Yeah.
It was a very, very, very nice knife. I did not pay for it. I'm sure you can probably guess who paid for it. But I do not have that knife anymore, and I don't know what happened to it. But and it was nice. But
was it Mortimer, your sugar daddy?
No, it was not.
Your little sugar daddy?
Don't make me guess.
Oh, you know.
I know.
Who paid for it.
I know who paid for it. It was your uncle.
Yes, it was my uncle.
Yes, it was your uncle.
And but it was a very nice knife. But I don't think I would pay for it. Yeah.
And I want to be honest, because I'm also not one of, what's that term, virtue signaling? I don't understand. I'm not one of those guys that goes, I'll never buy another Benchmade, because no, I've never bought a Benchmade, and everything in their catalog besides that freaking one tool that's $11 is outside of anything I'd pay for one.
I also had a Benchmade rescue tool.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And it was not too expensive, and I mean it was good quality. I lost it too. I'm like, Rob, I lose expensive things.
Exactly. And that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, my fear of losing a couple of $100 knife and the kicking myself in the butt that I'd be dealing with later is just not worth it.
Oh, well, not only that, but when it comes to knives, to me, they're more like a tool than a knife. It's like, okay, I need a screwdriver. Here you go. I need a pry. There's a pry bar. It's,
And Rob, for what you're saying, that makes perfect sense. But if you use it every day compared to some other people, like, you take your car in and your mechanic has Snap-on tools because he knows they're not going to break.
Yeah.
Also, he paid a pretty penny for those.
That brings up another question that may or may not have been addressed, and I may not have been paying attention. What's the warranty on this knife? I mean, like, the reason mechanics use Snap-on and Craftsman tools, because if it breaks, they get a new one.
Yeah, lifetime.
And I think it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
I mean, unless you break the tip off because you were using it as a pry bar.
They should still cover it.
And there's a good chance they probably would.
I mean, truthfully, Vortex has set the bar so high.
Oh, yeah.
That I'm like, dude, if you drop $300 on a knife, yeah, you should replace my dart. Unless it's one of those custom knives somebody built by hand.
Yeah, that's because you can't build another one. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
Zero Tolerance provides free lifetime sharpening of your knife repair service and free replacement parts, handle screws, pocket clip screws, torsion bar, KVT ball bearings, and washers.
So basically,
sounds like a pretty decent warranty. So as long as you don't break your tip off, basically. And if you break your tip off, they'll probably resharpen it. You just have a little bit shorter knife.
Or they might say, we can put a new blade on it, but that's
going to cost you,
less than a knife.
Because I remember nothing fancy was batoning a cold steel knife and sent it back and told them that it broke, and they were like, well, you don't baton with it. It's a folding knife. Why are you batoning with a folding knife?
Well,
and he was all in a hubbub, and I'm like, they said, hey, stupid, use a knife like a knife.
And
okay, if you break the blade, they'll replace it for $30.
Wow, that's a good deal.
That's what it says on their warranty section.
So, okay, if you're not going to lose this, it sounds worth it then at that point. You know what I mean?
Well, but they do charge a $7 return fee.
Yeah.
So,
all right, you know what? I take it all back. No, of course it's fine.
I'm just saying, you gotta know the full story.
And the thing is even me, who lives 50 miles away from their factory,
dude, seriously, I'd be like going to the factory.
it's cheaper for me to pay $7 to get it returned
Nice.
than it would be to drive up there and back.
True.
But yeah.
I'd be like, can I come visit your factory, please?
Well, every year they have their garage sale or whatever, and they sell like discontinued knives, demo knives, stuff like that for like dirt cheap.
But you have to be there to get it, right?
Yes. But
okay, go there.
But like if this was like now discontinued, they would probably sell them for 50% to 75% off.
Yeah, that gets me. I'm like, I want a decent knife. If it's not all wonky, I'll take it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No, and they're
that'd be like $100.
Yeah.
I'd buy it for that.
And a lot of times I think they'll mark them. They're more expensive knives. They put a marking on them on the blade to know that it wasn't purchased at retail, but everything still applies. So it doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. So okay, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Again, a decent knife is a decent knife. This is way outside of my price range. But like Rob said, yeah, if I catch that thing for $100, yeah. Because even on sale, it's over $250, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the glow in the dark thing, yeah, it's just a marketing hype.
I know that.
Dude.
No, the glow in the dark thing. If I lost it in the woods, I can wait and go back there at night, and I might find it.
Let me explain something. let me explain something to you.
You're not gonna find it.
if I'm in the woods, everything has gone horribly wrong in the first place. The heck am I doing in the woods?
I was wondering where he was going with this.
We're talking about the guy that won't even run to 7-Eleven.
No. 7-Eleven and Southland Corporation has messed up firearms policy. I don't shop there for that reason. I actually called them and told them that.
Good for you. Okay, well, I think now that we're done stabbing 7-Eleven, we can go to our listener feedback. Oh, there isn't any, or I didn't check it. It could be that too.
You didn't check it.
I checked the email, but I didn't check iTunes, so we might have some next week. So Tony, take it away.
Tony ain't taking it away. I just got January, February, March, April, May, June. Right now, the next positive date is June for the Gun for Hire. The second is for Everyone Diversity Shoot. I'm looking to get some places between now and then. So I may be out of state or at a different range in April. So I'm working on the next dates in Jersey. Or if not in Jersey, in PA. But I got an opening for April. You want to go check out Second is for Everyone podcast, you can do that. If you want to donate to us, you can go through GoFundMe. Second is for Everyone. You can also be a patron on Patreon by typing into a 4E podcast. You can buy our shirts at 1022clothing.us. But what I want to tell people about is the last Tuesday of the month is a rally in Trenton, New Jersey. And it's not just a pro-gun rally. It's a Our Governor Sucks Butt rally. And you can come out, and it's not just about firearms related, but let people know. Share it on your social media. It's We the People of New Jersey. We the People of NJ.com. You can share that, or you can go to their Facebook site and share that. It's about getting the word out. It's going to be on a Tuesday. So we got to get people out and hustling. And also, I'm going to do a Facebook post whenever Facebook and Instagram stop sucking because they blow today. But I'm asking people to share posts around your social media from any Second Amendment rally in the country, because everybody's circle has a ripple effect. So I shared the Oregon rally. I'm going to do it again because we have to get word out. We have to keep it in people's face, and we have to keep it on the front page of their social media. Each one of us has to be that change. Make that change.
Sweet. And to piggyback off of Tony, Salem, Oregon rally, March 23rd at noon. Go to the Radian Weapons site if you need more information, our friend Adam Kraut is speaking. If friend of the show, friend of people that have met him. So he will be there speaking and be there. Looks to be a good time. Plus, we get to basically tell our governor, what we think of her, which is not not very much. So there's that. Keep up on all your state stuff because that's where we're fighting for our rights. Just ask Tony. And I guess I'll get into the wrap up now. Send questions, comments, or feedback to gungearreview@gmail.com. Remember to subscribe and leave us an iTunes review, and I will check them eventually. Check out all the other shows on the Firearms Radio Network at firearmsradio.tv. Be sure to visit the Firearms Insider for more reviews. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram when they work at Firearms Insider. And thank you for listening to the largest pound for pound podcast on the network. And we are out.
Bye, Felicia.
Cool. And I'm going